Okay, this should be your last day to finish up your narrative writing about a time when you cried. So, since it's your last day, you are going to need your writing checklist to make sure that you have all of the things that you are supposed to have. Because if not, you're going to have to be adding them in. So, you're going to need your dry erase marker to be able to write on your paper as you're kind of going through your checklist. And let's just read through the checklist before we read through my story, and then that's kind of how you can do yours. Remember, this is a picture of characters in a setting. This one is the beginning, middle, and end. This is the picture of showing feelings. We wrote a letter for all the sounds. That's what our partner helped us with this week. You added details to your drawings. Did you use finger spaces? And I reread my story, which is what we're going to do right now, and it actually makes sense. So, Dylan is in 6th grade, and I was helping her write a narrative story. So she's still writing narrative stories. But instead of hers being this short, hers was lots and lots of pages that was typed. I thought it was right here. I was going to show it to you, but it's not. And I read her story, and it actually didn't make sense because she forgot a whole part to her story. She forgot a whole day. So she had to go back and add that part into her story. So she didn't realize that until she was rereading it. So that's why this part of the checklist is a really important part. So one day I was walking outside when I just fell over. Do you see that's another kid playing on the playground? That was me. I was walking outside. Bam. Oh, this is exactly what I looked like. All of a sudden, I was looking at the sky. Yep, it was just like that. I got up and hopped back into the classroom. But then my foot hurt so bad, I had to call my mom to come get me. What are you guys thinking? Are you still keeping this checklist in mind? I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "It's broke." Oh, good. I was thinking I needed a period there, and I have one. So, do you see? I thought it would be good to add some speech bubbles there. The doctor said, "You can't go back to school." I said, "Okay," with my sad face. Look at my tears are going all the way to the oops, I gotta zoom back up. My tears are going all the way to the floor. But I did try to draw the window in the office, so you could kind of see I was in the doctor's office. I said okay, but then he said I couldn't go back to school, so I started to cry. I was so sad. I had to stay at home. So I feel like I should cross this out. Don't have the right pencils close to me, because I rewrote that underneath, and I don't want to read it the wrong way, right? And I think that, I thought there was a period, but it's not the end of the sentence. So I had to stay at home for the rest of the year. There's my house. Kind of has a sad ending too, doesn't it? So I definitely showed feelings, right? I said I was sad, and I drew tears, and so in the pictures and in the words. So I definitely did that. I can mark that one. So where did it take place? It took place on the playground and at the doctor's office, so I think I have that. Who was in my story? Me, right? And the doctor. And I talked about my mom. So I think I have the characters. What about my spaces? So at first I didn't use spaces, did I? But then my partner helped me. So once I have the words on here in colored pencil, we can't fix that without rewriting it. But that's why we drew the lines. And the next time I do my writing, I'm going to really try to do it better the first time. So that counts as using my spaces. I fixed them the best that I could, right? Do you think I added detail to my drawings? Pretty good. I think they're pretty good. Like, that's what my partner was helping me with, to make sure that I had enough detail in there. So I would say I think my detail's pretty good. My partner agreed. My partner also helped me to write a letter for the sounds. So I didn't do a great job at that. But remember, that's what my partner helped me do this week. They helped me add all these extra letters. Broke, they added that O. And the doctor, they said you have to have your vowels. Remember? So I think that I did that. Did it make sense? I think it makes sense. Did my story make sense to you? What do you think? Thumbs up? I think so. Did it have a beginning, a middle, and an end? Well, let's look. What happened at the beginning? At the beginning, I was outside and I fell over right at the beginning. Right? Let's look at what happened in the middle. A couple things happened. I said I hopped into the classroom. I called my mom. I went to the doctor. Doctor said I couldn't go back to work. I cried. All those things happened in the middle. All of that is the middle. The ending, I had to stay home for the rest of the year. That's the end. So I did do that too. I would say my checklist is done. That means my writing is done and ready to hand in. Yay! I hope yours is getting ready to hand in today too. Make sure you get your checklist and go through it. If you're missing a part, that's when you go back and add. I fixed that today, and before I decided to get this video ready for you, I fixed a few things on my pictures. I added a lot of details to this picture and this picture and this picture, and I added this picture since yesterday because I felt like I was missing this in my story. So that's a big part that I did not feel like my pictures had enough detail to them. So that was a major thing that I had to finish before I could put checklists, check marks in those boxes today. So get your story finished up with your new checklist, and I look forward to seeing your writing.